Hello friends, I am Guna Mathivanan, Current Affairs faculty at Officers IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing our 101st Current Affairs hit list topic, that is regarding public debt. What is public debt? In Indian context, public debt includes the money borrowed by state governments plus the money borrowed by central governments, right? In Indian context, public debt includes the money borrowed by state governments as well as central governments. This put together we say it as public debt. Public debt to GDP ratio, that means with respect to GDP, we compare our total debt as a percentage of GDP, that is called as public debt to GDP ratio, right. So, assume if our GDP is 100 rupees, if public debt is 20 rupees, then public debt to GDP ratio is 20%, right. So, public debt to GDP ratio is the government's total borrowing with respect to as a percentage, as a proportion of the total GDP. That is what public debt to GDP ratio means. As of now, that means before corona, okay, before the impact of corona, our public debt, that is state governments borrowing, central governments borrowing, all put together, our public debt is close to 72%. If GDP is 100 rupees, then the government so far has borrowed, the outstanding debt is 72 rupees, right. So, 72% is the current scenario before taking, without taking corona into account, okay. But however, after corona, right, particularly in 2020-21 financial year, in 2020-21 financial year, if you look at the budget estimate, government thought they will take only central government thought we will be borrowing only rough to 8 lakh crores, but when we saw the revised estimate, government said that because of the impact of corona, government expenditure was very high, government's revenue got reduced a lot. So, government was forced to borrow more. So, the borrowing will be close to 18 lakh crores, right. So, the original plan was to borrow up to 8 lakh crores, that is the original physical deficit was 8 lakh crores. But when we see the impact of corona, in the revised estimate we are able to see that government plans to borrow 18 lakh crores. So, because of corona, the borrowing is increasing, right. So, on an average our public debt to GDP ratio was close to 72%, but because of corona, the public debt to GDP ratio is going to cross 90% plus. I am not saying, IMF is saying. IMF, they came with a report saying that India's public debt to GDP ratio is going to increase up to 90%. So, public debt to GDP ratio in India, it was 72%, but now because of corona, it is going to cross 90%. And IMF in the report says that this increasing trend that will stabilize, by 2021, right, and it will start declining after 2025. And the IMF report also says, nothing to worry, this is the situation of all the countries. India's public debt, though it is increasing, still India can manage. This is a situation of almost all the countries, every country they have increased their borrowing because of COVID-19. So, when we talk about public debt, we should also know the recommendation of N.K. Singh committee. NK Singh committee was appointed to review the FRBM targets. NK Singh committee was appointed. So, NK Singh was saying that we are targeting fiscal deficit, we are targeting revenue deficit. Year after year we are putting compulsion on government to reduce the fiscal deficit, to reduce the revenue deficit. But NK Singh was saying we should also put a pressure on government to reduce the total outstanding debt, to reduce the public debt. So, he said that the government's outstanding debt should be brought down to 60% of GDP. We are at 72%. It is going to increase, touch or cross 90%. But what is NK Singh's recommendation? Bring it down to 60%. And he says that the central government's debt should be brought down to 40% and the state government's debt, that should be brought down to 20%. So, all put together it is going to be 60%. This is what encasing is recommending, right. When we say private debt, that includes money borrowed by private players, private individuals, companies, corporates, right. When government borrows, public debt; when private borrows, private debt. In Indian context, when we say public debt, that includes the money borrowed by individual, state government as well as central government, right. So, this is regarding public debt topic, friends. So, here based on our discussion, I have given a question. So, find out the right answer and give your answer in the comment section. I hope the video was useful. I hope you like this video series. I have uploaded 100 videos so far. I will be completing the 200 video series, right. As of now, we are releasing one video per day. Soon I will be increasing the number of videos to be released in a day, so that we are comfortably finishing all the 200 important videos in the given span of time, right, friends. Here I have given the features of my exclusive current affairs program. If you are interested, you can go through. If you want to subscribe this course, if you want further information, you can call on to the number given here. In this program, I will be covering one full year's current affairs targeting our exam, right. So, along with this course, you will be given 1300 high quality current affairs MCQ with solution. That will be exclusive budget survey classes as well, right, friends. Tomorrow I will meet you with another exciting, interesting, important topic. Till then, bye, take care.